How's it going, my lovely death disciples? I am the Shattered Reaper, and today we are going to be watching another League of Legends gameplay. And in this video, we are going to be watching me as Ashe. So, I'm not going to continue doing League of Legends. I was just trying to relax after a little bit of volunteer work, I just kind of came across this amazing match that I did as Ashe, and I was like, hey, may as well just use this for a video, because why not? So, here we are, and it's going to be just me as bottom, as per usual. Here I am with Warwick here, and I am going to be having Lux as my support, with Nasus being our top, and we are going to also have Akali, who is also going to be doing some owning in the mid lane. So, as you can see, Warwick is hiding in the bush, just being prepared for any invaders. Yumi is over there, just within sight, in view, and she's just trying to taunt us with her being adorable and trying to act as though she's helpless, but we see right through her. We're not going to get tricked like that, even though we probably could have gotten her in that moment. But yeah, better to be safe than sorry. I mean, she was actually alone, but since we didn't know that, it would have been a bad idea. In any sense of the word, we did kind of get to the point where we could feel safe, so we just went over to the red buff, and the enemy team just did their thing, and that was that, really. And as you can see, for my first ability, for my first level, I decided to go for the volley instead of just going for the Q, because even though the ranger's focus is going to be very powerful, having the volley is way more useful, especially for getting more first hits on more enemies. Or, I mean, not first hits, but last hits on more enemies. Because, like, if you have a bunch of low health minions, then you're definitely going to have more of a likelihood of getting those last hits. Like, in this sort of situation here, I was able to get all of the melee minions in just one volley. So, definitely very useful to have. Plus, it's also very nice to be able to have just so that we can have more reign of control to dominate, really. So it's kind of similar to with Sniper, where it just helps with being able to dominate the lane a little bit more. So that's kind of why I like having Volley first instead of Ranger's Focus, because while Ranger's Focus is pretty good to have, the Volley is just way more useful for getting more area control. Here I do a little bit of harassment, and here is where I get the first kill on Yumi. Yeah, sorry. Even though you were so confident earlier in trying to act like you were going to get us into a trap, just like that, you're dead. And with a nice, ice-cold arrow to your heart. And so we're here, we're just battling with Aphelios for the last hits, to which obviously we are dominating, and I kind of wish that I did go a little bit earlier for the for Lux's trapping, but I was a bit too focused on the minions and the last hits. But I feel like looking back at that moment, I probably could have just I probably could have done a little bit more damage to Aphelios at the very least, and probably given us more lane domination. But Aphelios is able to hold off a little bit, and we just kind of compete with the tower domination. Yumi tries to send out her little magic thingy. It doesn't even reach me, so, you know, nice try, Yumi, but oh well. Better luck next time. I think of backing over here, but then I also think, ooh, but last hits. Why don't I get a few more? But of course, being without my support, I have to be very careful. I just want to be able to get some last hits for my call, because it definitely helps in being able to get me some extra gold. So very nice to have. Akali is warning about what's going on with mid lane, and Warwick is going in for the attack, but I don't think I remember that going well for him. If you are looking at the mini-map, you can kind of see the situation over there. Yeah, so, Warwick does get Malphite, but I'm pretty sure he ends up dying to Set, I believe. But, you know, Set kind of won. It looks like maybe they're winning the fight, but, maybe I was wrong. Maybe it was a different moment that this happened. Oh well, I'm just kind of going off of what I remember, and I wasn't paying attention to those fights because I was busy doing my own thing with my, minion battling and last hits. But unfortunately, I'm having a bit of trouble with some of my timing, but, you know, I'm getting the rest of them. I mean, other than that, not really too much to commentate on. And oh wait, this was the moment where things get bad with Warwick. It's when the enemy team starts going up on the convergence over here. Lucian does look pretty low, but at the same time, Warwick is just really waiting for the opportunity where he could try and go for Lucian, because it is a tempting price over there. But yeah, he was looking pretty safe there, so Warwick is just really wanting to look for that opportunity, and because he thinks Malphite's gone, this ends up happening. So yeah, it really did not work out very well, unfortunately. So why don't we focus back on me? I've actually kind of backed because I was out of mana, by the way, and I also wanted to actually use my gold. And I leveled up twice for the Ranger's Focus because, again, it is the more effective ability. And then I also got my Hawkshot, which, honestly, I don't really use a whole lot because, I mean, it does offer more vision, but, you know, I'm just more focused on, like, the abilities that can help me with my attack rather than the, sort of the, searching ability. I don't know. But, as you could see, we're keeping things simple here. We got our Noon Quiver, and we got our Calling Down by, like, 33 minion, or make that 34, 35 last hits on minions. So, so far, we're doing pretty well with getting that call down, and it's working pretty well. Lux gets a bit aggressive there, but I try to help by warding off Aphelios from Lux with my volley. And Akali, Nurse Akali, by the way, comes in and takes the final blow on Aphelios as I help out with a nice barrage of icy arrows to the heart. Because after all, nothing is better than to just get someone shot through the heart with ice-cold revenge. Even though I technically do not actually have a reason for revenge against Aphelios, it just kind of works with the line, I guess, I suppose. Don't question me. And here we're just doing more lane battles here against the minions so that I can get more money. I probably overemphasize it a little bit too much. You guys are probably just being at your screens like, stop talking about the last minion hits just so that you can fill in more time with your voice, as beautiful as it is. And I'm like, well, you're right on all accounts, but I am just trying to find more things to talk about, really, so that's kind of why I mentioned a lot of the last hit battles, because, I mean, it's basically just that. I'm just getting those last hits. I put a ward down in the enemy bush so that I can get a little bit more of an idea of what the enemy might want to do. If they ever get in that bush, I'll definitely know about it. If we get pushed back, of course. Take a few pot shots at Aphelios, because why not? Why not bother my enemy ADC, because his face is stupid, and I want to remind him of it, especially as he's attacking my support so brutally and harshly. Not cool, bro. There's a reason why I'm shooting you in your face. It's because it's stupid. That, and also you shouldn't be going after my support. I miss with that volley, though. I just kind of more just scare him off. So that's basically all that happens there. And Akali is definitely just pushing back Sep, being all like, what's the matter? You afraid of me being the combat nurse here, bitch? Akali is just crazy, is the point. We go after Aphelios, and it's definitely in this moment where I do have my ult, but I really wish I could have used it in combination for this. And it's gonna lead to another embarrassing moment, just to let you all know a little bit, because it's this moment that influences a later moment, because I could have used my ult to take down Aphelios, and by having him double stunned, and then I use a volley, and then here, you see, I missed with the ult. So, it's just double embarrassment for me, where I could have used my ult earlier, but then I use it, and it just absolutely fails. So, definitely something to keep in mind. Don't let your failures influence what you do later on, unless it's positively. Just keep a clear mind, just make sure you know what you're doing instead of being distracted by your mistakes, because it's not going to work. Use your mistakes to learn, yes, but do not get distracted by your mistakes in the moment. And as you can see here, I'm just simply backing so that I can recover my mana, and of course to buy more items. And I have the pickaxe now so that I can get closer to the Kraken Slayer, but I'm also waiting for a little bit more money so that I can then get the Agility Cloak for some extra critical chance, as you could see right there, and also an extra health potion, because why not? Having a couple of health potions is pretty nice to have, so, you know. And as you can see, I am definitely getting a bit of a lead on the last minion hits. Aphelios is 6 behind, and of course, well, I mean, I already have the 1 kill on Aphelios, and of course also the 1 assist on, oh no, wait, I did not kill Aphelios, I killed Yuumi, right. Yuumi was the first blood that I got. Aphelios, however, was the kill that I assisted on with Nurse Akali, right? Duh. Anyway, so, Lux is, investigating Aphelios in there, and once I notice, I decide to take a tiny little break from minion hitting, and for some reason I run into Aphelios' turret, so I decide to get rid of it. And, then I see that the enemies are kind of running away, so I just focus on the minions a little bit and get more last hits. I do, however, notice that Warwick is very low on health, but so is Malphite, so I ult Malphite to death in a very beautiful, glorious, icy death, so, you know. I hope Malphite appreciates the beautiful death I gave him. The enemies then run off, so I just head back into bottom lane since the fight is done. I was not able to get the last hit on that melee minion, or that ranged minion, but I did get 2 of the comrades. And then I also decide to harass a little bit on the tower, just so that I can get another, plating phase down, and get some more moolah from that, because we have been doing a pretty good job of weakening the tower's defenses, but then Yuumi comes in, so I decide to potshot her a little bit while also backing up a little bit so the turret does not target me. Plenty of last minion hits to get, a little bit of volley for the return of the harassment on my support. Malphite going ham on Lux, but then right out on me as I get hit, and then he kills me with his smash, with his Malphite smash. So yeah, that was not pleasant. Not pleasant in the slightest. I'm starting to wonder if maybe I should lower the volume of the game a little bit for these videos. I think that might be a good idea. Is there a way I could do that for this? I'm really curious if I can do that, because, yeah, let's just lower that a tiny bit there. There we go. Okay, continuing onward. So, then after that, as you can see, Akali is running for her life against, with Malphite, and, everybody else is just kind of doing their thing, but let's focus on my well, actually, hold on, not my perspective, since I'm not involved. Let's look at Lux, since she's in the midst of combat. She uses her ult and just throws everything she can at the enemy, but the red team is able to get the dragon, but then Akali comes in, going all ham. I use my ult on the combination of the team, and I'm just dueling off against Set, while Akali is just taking out the rest. So, yeah, Nurse Akali really doing the work on, making sure no survivors. No survivors at all. She definitely did quite a bit. Actually, I kind of want to go back and see the whole thing, so, let's go jump back a little bit, and we'll see from Akali's perspective. This one. Right. Okay, so, she uses that, and, she just uses her knives on everything, and, that's basically the gist of it. She uses her kunai knives on everything before cutting down that little kitty that loves to play with people's corpses, as if that's not psychopathic at all in any sense of the word whatsoever. There's a reason I don't like Yuumi. I mean, you're supposed to be a support, and yet at the same time you're a total psychopath when it comes to being playful and cute. It's disturbing, and I do not like it. Only I get to be disturbing when cute. That's how it works. You can't do that, Yuumi. That's just weird. But I take down another plating, obviously, and get some extra gold out of it, so works out perfectly for me. Warwick comes in, he wants to come in and join on the fun of tearing down this tower, and it's a nice good old fun time between the two of us. Aphelios, however, doesn't really like that, and really wants to say something about that. So I decide to just shoot a volley his way to show how I feel about him trying to defend his turret. Turret plating falls, of course, so no extra gold for anybody for any certain health margins that you get past anymore. I took it all. So, you know, only I get the benefits, nobody else, so sucks to be you. And also those minions, because the minions really get the worst of it all. I take a nice chunk of health from Yumi before she's able to run off back to her safety boy, Aphelios. She is hoping that her senpai will protect her, but he won't, because I am definitely going to get her. She knows I will, because that's exactly how I operate. I'm allowed to go for other people's supports, but they aren't allowed to go for mine. That's exactly how it works. But, minions are going to kind of be my priority, especially the cannons. I want the cannons because they're worth more money to me. And while I could go and harass Aphelios, I kind of was thinking about getting the tower down, but unfortunately my minions died first, so that was kind of a bummer. So in return, I just decided to murder the rest of his minions. Makes them just kind of go back and forth, and use my volley, use my ult, and Lux kind of goes in for the kill with her ult as well, so I guess nice double ult combo, and Yumi is completely unable to do anything, so the turret just kind of falls, and I'm not distracted by minions this time. I am going to get Yumi, but Lux kind of kills Yumi anyway. But don't worry, I'm not necessarily going to be, let's just say, uncompensated for my participation with a nice kill on Malphite with the Ranger's Focus. And, let's see, did I have anything new from the, yeah, I did finish off the Kraken Slayer, by the way, as you probably noticed from the, little bursts of damage I get whenever I get Kraken Slayer. That's what Kraken Slayer does. It's that blue, pew! It's that blue range laser bullet thing you see, is what happens when you have the Kraken Slayer, basically. But yeah, right now I have Ranger's Focus fully leveled up, and I also have my volley leveled to level 3. I kind of back out there because I realize that my work is done for the moment, and I'd very much like to spend some money on some new stuff. And as you can see, I also finish off the cull there, as there are no more numbers on there, so that means I finished it off and got all of the gold benefits from it. And I go ahead and I buy Phantom Dancer because of all the money I made, which I already explained in the last video. I also get Vampiric Scepter as well, and then sell off the cull. So Vampiric Scepter is just a small build-up item to the Blade of the Ruined King, and it offers 15 attack damage and 10% lifesteal. So it is also very good for dueling, at least according to the recommended, but I didn't use the recommended. I'm actually learning how to just do everything without the recommended page and just kind of building for what I think is most useful. So Set is trying to run away, and Yumi is using her ult, and she temporarily stuns Akali. Meanwhile, I keep my distance because all of the enemy team except for Lucian is there, and it's just me and Akali, so we kind of have to be a little bit careful in this 2v4 situation, and Lucian eventually joins, so it is now a 2v5 situation that we'd be in. So definitely want to keep our distance a little bit. And I was tempted to get a nice little pot shot on Set, but I kind of knew that would have been a bad idea. They would have caught up to me. And the blue team, however, which is us, we are going to be heading over to Dragon, and we're going to try and take that little puppy for ourselves. But we also see the enemy up over there trying to act as though they're going to intimidate us and trap us, but we know they're there. But Lux lays in a bunch of damage. I throw in my ult. And while I was not able to get the final kill on Malphite, we did get a kill, and once again, I am compensated for my participation by killing Aphelios, and I was tempted to go for Set, but he does run back under turret, so I cannot further pursue him. So I just kind of stick with the dragon, along with everybody else, and we succeed in killing said dragon. I'm sorry, Mr. Dragon, it's simply just how the game works, don't blame me. Anyway, I throw a volley for some reason at Lucian because I was kind of tunnel visioned on that, even though I probably could have, like, hit Aphelios or Set with that, but I wasn't paying attention to that because for some reason I was more concerned about Lucian. I mean, he can be pretty powerful, but I don't know why I was focusing on him specifically when he was much further than Set was. I also see Warwick going after the Herald of the Rift, so I decide to help him out with that a little. And as you can see, the Kraken Slayer is doing wonders on making sure that health is going, at least for my attacks, but Warwick definitely is doing way more damage on the Rift than I am. Let's be real here. Let's see what he's building, actually, now I'm curious. He's got some steel-plated boots, and he also has the Titanic Hydra, so some pretty tanky items, some health-based items, and what's a Kali got? She's got the Rift Maker, she's got Sorcerer's Shoes, Seeker's Arm Guard, a Fiendish Codex to build to something else, and also Doran's Shield. We eventually take down the turret. We don't even have to use the Rift of the Herald for that one. We get a kill on Lucian, and now I'm also gonna get a kill on Malphite, and I go for Set, going in for a nice double kill right under the turret. I even get shot by the turret a little bit because I killed Set in their gaze. So, but all in all, a very, very nice attack we all made. We then pursue the mid turrets even further, going into the final turret for the mid lane, except for the 2 for the Nexus. And then we also go for the inhibitor behind said turret. So that puts us in a very good position, as all of our towers are still standing, but they have lost already their entire mid lane, one of their bottom turrets, and one of their top turrets. We think about backing right over here, but Lucian is basically telling us to stop, and he goes directly for Nasus. Meanwhile, Aphelios decides to shoot me. I couldn't possibly think of any reason as to why he'd do that. I just feel like he felt like being rude when I just wanted to go and rest in Fountain. What a shame, really. Akali is getting pursued by Malphite, so I shoot him a little bit, but then I also notice Lucian is a very juicy target, so I go for him. But then I also decide to leave the situation because I feel like that's kind of where we should end the fight. Akali is being pursued by the entire enemy team, but eventually our team kind of helps out with that, so I decide things are fine, so I'll just go ahead and I'll back, even though I was on a G-Loot challenge to get as many kills as I could, and I probably could have intervened a little bit more to get more kills, but I didn't, so it is what it is. Anyway, so I do get the Blade of the Ruined King, and I also get a Rage Knife in order to build into the, what was I thinking of building into? It was I can't quite remember what it was, but I don't think I built into it because the game ended early. But anyway, the enemy team is over at the Baron Nashor, and I think about going in after the Baron Nashor like the rest of the team is, and that's exactly what we do. The enemy team is looking pretty weak, so definite opportunity to just take some kills. I get the final blow on Malphite. Set is trying to escape. I use my ult on Aphelios, but Lux takes the final blow. And I chase, and we all just chase after Set. It's not a fun time, and I take the final hit on him. Kitty dies to Akali, so all in all, it was a good time for our team. And we then decide to go for the Baron Nashor, with Lucian being the only survivor of his team because he was not present at the Baron Nashor. So here, as you can see, we are doing a hell of a lot of damage on the Baron Nashor. So, but it is also here where the Nexus is destroyed because the enemy team has surrendered, so yeah, we weren't able to finish off the build, and the game just ends there with a nice little victory, so hooray me, I won, and I also did pretty well. Let's go ahead and bring up my final result, and oh, is that juicy. I got a nice carry with 10 kills, 1 death, and 11 assists, but I also gave credit to Akali because she definitely did a lot of work herself. She was definitely a key player in our team, and she also got herself a nice 400 gold bounty, but I did also get a 700 gold bounty as well with 127 minion kills. Nasus got way more minion kills, but I also got more champion kills. So yeah, that's basically where things end for this video. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Give a like button a stab if you did. Subscribe if you want more death in your life. Be sure the bell is tolling for thee, and until next time, rest in peace. Bye! Enjoyed today's video? Well, there's plenty more for you to enjoy here, and if you also want to support this small channel, then there is also my Ko-fi, which is available, as well as a Twitter thread that gives you my commissioning info. And if you'd like some traditional art or literature, feel free to DM me on Twitter. Thank you for enjoying the video and for your viewership.